Reading strategies, of course, involve words, ideas, and concepts. And again, allowing students to sort of organize a new word around words that they might already be aware of helps them to file those words away and be able to retrieve them more easily. So, in order to do this, maybe even as a collaborative activity with a class, you could do something like a Padlet. And what this is, there's a lot of ways to organize a Padlet when you first make one. Even in the free version, they give you a few different versions. You can select something called a timeline. And so, of course, traditionally this would be a timeline, but in this sense of it, we are going to create something called a word line. So just the blank template gives you something like this, and you can hit your plus symbol. And as the teacher, you could add in, like if I'm looking at the word advocacy, that's my very first entry here. And maybe I want to make that a different color since that is the post that I want all students to really be looking at. Then the idea for students would be that you would say maybe on a line, a word line, one being kind of the least you could be, and five being the most you could possibly be. What are some other words that might fit in along that timeline? And that is something that you could put in, in your directions. Please add words to the line, put them in order as they relate from least to greatest. So students collaboratively, when you share this with them, can go ahead and hit the plus button and add in whatever it might be. And they can put their name, maybe they put a picture, an idea, maybe they add their voice. And oftentimes you get some of the easy ones at first, but then students need to start being able to organize. So on my other one here, you can see where we can decide, well, do we pull this one over here or do we move it over here? Even if it was something that you as a teacher did as a demonstration. So same thing here. So thinking about which one would be least, which one would be greatest. Do we have one in between? So once again, Padlet could be either that teacher tool where you're kind of guiding that conversation, or you create it and allow students to add to it and then embed it in something like Schoology, or add it as a link into something like Seesaw as that collaborative shared word wall or word line that your class can work on. Hope that is helpful in thinking about Padlet and some ways to examine a reading skills and a vocabulary word line.